the science behind the hope. Welcome to Conservify NOW, the podcast where we dive deep into the science, stories, and solutions shaping our planet's future. I'm your host, and today we're tackling one of the most pressing questions of our time. Is climate change reversible? In this episode, we'll break down the latest climate science, explore cutting-edge innovations, and separate fact from fiction when it comes to reversing global warming. We'll also talk about what you can do to be part of the solution. Let's get started. Before we dive into whether climate change is reversible, let's first understand the current state of affairs. Global temperatures have risen by approximately 1.1 degrees Celsius, above pre-industrial levels, according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC. This might not sound like much, but even small increases in temperature are causing massive disruptions: melting glaciers, rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and biodiversity loss. The main culprit behind all this? Greenhouse gas emissions, or GHGs for short. These include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, which trap heat in Earth's atmosphere. Human activities like burning fossil fuels, deforestation, agriculture, and industrial processes have dramatically increased these emissions over the past century. But here's the good news. Scientists agree that while some impacts of climate change are irreversible, others can still be mitigated or reversed with swift and coordinated action. So how do we turn the tide? To answer whether climate change is reversible, we need to look at two key concepts: adaptation and mitigation. Adaptation involves adjusting to the changes already happening, while mitigation focuses on reducing emissions to prevent further warming. Let's start with the IPCC reports. Their findings show that limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, a target set under the Paris Agreement, is critical to avoiding catastrophic consequences. But staying within this limit requires us to reach net zero emissions by mid-century. That means balancing the amount of greenhouse gases emitted with the amount removed from the atmosphere. So, is reversal possible? Not entirely. Some effects, like species extinction or ice sheet collapse, are permanent once they occur. However, other aspects, such as stabilizing temperatures and restoring ecosystems, are achievable if we act now. Here's what gives me hope. Carbon removal technologies. Innovations like direct air capture and enhanced natural sinks, like reforestation and soil carbon sequestration, are helping pull carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. Renewable energy boom. Solar and wind power are now cheaper than ever, making clean energy more accessible worldwide. Circular economy models. Reducing waste and reusing materials cuts down on emissions across industries. Policy momentum. Countries are stepping up their commitments through initiatives like the Paris Agreement, though implementation remains a challenge. Now let's tackle some common myths surrounding climate change reversibility. Myth number 1. It's too late to make a difference. Reality. While we've missed opportunities to act earlier, there's still time to avoid the worst outcomes. Every fraction of a degree matters. Myth number 2. Individual actions don't matter. Reality: individual choices add up. From reducing meat consumption to supporting sustainable businesses, personal actions influence market demand and policy priorities. Myth number 3. Technology will save us without changing our lifestyles. Reality: tech alone isn't enough. Behavioral shifts, systemic changes, and collective action are essential. Let's zoom in on some groundbreaking innovations driving progress. 1. Direct air capture. Companies like Climeworks and Carbon Engineering are pioneering machines that suck carbon dioxide directly from the air. While expensive, costs are dropping fast. 2. Regenerative agriculture. Farmers are adopting practices that restore soil health, boost biodiversity, and capture carbon naturally. 3. Blue carbon ecosystems. Coastal habitats like mangroves, salt marshes, and seagrasses store vast amounts of carbon, up to 5 times more per acre than tropical forests. 4. Green hydrogen. A promising alternative fuel produced using renewable energy, hydrogen could decarbonize heavy industries like steel and shipping. 5. AI and big data. Advanced algorithms help optimize energy use, predict climate risks, and monitor environmental changes in real time. 6. Carbon capture by green plants, thick plantation in nearby areas. These innovations remind us that human ingenuity has immense potential, but only if paired with political will and public support. You might be wondering, what can I do? Here are 3 practical steps anyone can take. First, reduce your carbon footprint. Opt for public transport, switch to renewable energy providers, and minimize waste. Second, advocate for change. Support policies and leaders committed to climate action. Vote with the planet in mind. Third, educate and inspire. Share credible information with friends and family. Movements grow stronger when everyone gets involved. Remember, individual actions ripple outward. Together we create momentum for larger-scale transformation. Climate change is undeniably daunting, but it's also an opportunity to rethink how we live, innovate, and connect with each other and the planet. Yes, some damage is irreversible, but many paths lead toward healing and resilience. As Dr. Veerabhadran Ramanathan, a renowned climate scientist who discovered the greenhouse effect of chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, in the 1970s, and Dr. J. Srinivasan, who played a key role in developing climate models to study monsoon patterns and their sensitivity to global warming, have shown us, climate action must prioritize equity. Ensuring that developing nations like India are supported in transitioning to cleaner energy systems without compromising economic growth is crucial. So, my question to you is this: what role will you play in turning the tide? Thank you for tuning in to Conservify Now. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who cares about our planet. Until next time, stay curious, stay hopeful, and keep fighting for a better tomorrow. This has been Conservify Now. Special thanks to our listeners and contributors. See you in the next episode. Jai Bharat.